The Curse of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had always been a quiet and reserved man. He lived in a small, old house on the outskirts of a sleepy, isolated town. The townspeople had always been a bit wary of him, perhaps because of his name, which he shared with the famous musician. However, Michael Jackson had little in common with the king of pop. He kept to himself, rarely ventured into town, and his house always seemed to be shrouded in an eerie darkness, even during the day. One gloomy evening, a thunderstorm rolled in, unleashing torrents of rain and lightning that lit up the night sky. Michael Jackson sat alone in his dimly lit living room, the only source of light being the flickering candles on a rickety wooden table. He had always been fascinated by the supernatural and the occult, and his home was filled with peculiar artifacts and old books on the subject. As the storm raged on outside, Michael heard a strange noise coming from the basement. It was a soft, rhythmic tapping, like the sound of fingers tapping on a piano. He slowly descended the creaky stairs, clutching a candle for light. The basement was filled with dusty, forgotten relics, but the source of the tapping remained elusive. He moved further into the basement, and the tapping grew louder and more insistent. Michael's heart raced, and a cold sweat coated his brow. It was then that he noticed an old, weathered piano tucked away in the corner. The piano keys seemed to move on their own, producing an eerie melody that sent shivers down his spine. The room seemed to grow colder, and a chilling wind swept through the basement. Michael tried to leave, but the door slammed shut, trapping him in the darkness. Panic set in as he watched the piano keys continue to play themselves, as if controlled by some malevolent force. Then, a figure emerged from the shadows, a spectral apparition with pale, moonlit skin and a fedora perched upon its head. It was Michael Jackson himself, or at least, an ethereal version of him. The ghostly figure danced and moonwalked across the basement floor, its movements both mesmerizing and terrifying. "Who are you?" Michael stammered, his voice quivering with fear. The ghostly Michael Jackson stopped his dance and turned to face him. His eyes were empty voids, and he whispered in a haunting voice, "I am the spirit of music and dance, cursed to eternally perform for those who dare to enter this house. You shall join me in this eternal dance, Michael Jackson." With that, the ghostly figure reached out its hand, and Michael's own body began to move against his will. He was forced to dance alongside the spectral apparition, his every movement a puppet on invisible strings. The storm outside raged on, and the eerie dance continued throughout the night, the music echoing through the old house. Michael Jackson's soul was forever bound to the cursed dance, just like the ghostly figure that shared his name. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the townspeople noticed that Michael Jackson's house had become even more decrepit and ominous. Strange lights flickered in the windows at night, and eerie music could be heard wafting from the old house. Rumors of the cursed dance spread throughout the town, and no one dared to approach the haunted dwelling. One brave soul, a paranormal investigator named Sarah, decided to unravel the mystery of Michael Jackson's house. Armed with a camera and a determination to document the supernatural, she ventured into the town and made her way to the ominous residence. Inside, Sarah encountered the same eerie piano in the basement, and the ghostly Michael Jackson, who still danced in eternal torment. She watched in awe and horror as the cursed dance continued, capturing every chilling moment on her camera. Then, as Sarah explored further, she discovered a hidden room in the house, filled with old journals and diaries. These writings revealed the tragic story of the original Michael Jackson, a talented musician who had been cursed by a vengeful spirit after stealing a mysterious artifact. Determined to free both Michaels from their torment, Sarah embarked on a perilous quest to locate the stolen artifact and break the curse. It was a journey that took her to the darkest corners of the supernatural world, filled with malevolent spirits and ancient rituals. In the end, Sarah succeeded in breaking the curse and releasing both Michaels from their eternal dance. The ghostly figure of Michael Jackson finally found peace and disappeared into the afterlife, while the living Michael Jackson could finally live a normal life, free from the haunted past that had plagued him for so long. The town, no longer plagued by the supernatural occurrences, slowly forgot the eerie tale of Michael Jackson's haunted house. Yet, the memory of that fateful night and the brave investigator who had ventured into the darkness would forever linger in their hearts as a chilling reminder of